Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome to Wild Eye Week, Day 4. Now, Day 4 I picked 2047 Virtual Revolution. But before I get into my review, I wanted to take the time to thank Wild Eye. Although they didn't provide me with this copy, I did buy this one. They do provide us with most of the copies that we do reviews on. So definitely check them out. I'm going to put the links to their YouTube channel and their official website in the description box below. I also wanted to take the time to thank Brad from Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies for not only coming up with this segment, but for asking us to participate. I really do appreciate it. Now, 2047 Virtual Revolution is a 2016 film which runs approximately 92 minutes and is written and directed by Guy Roger Duvert. Now, the only thing I could find on him as far as directing was one short. However, he did compose the score to over 40 movies, so that was really impressive. Now, this stars Mike Doppud as Nash. He actually had a small part in The Predator, a small part in Deadpool 2, and Sweet Virginia. Jane Badler as Dina. She was in Jessica Frost, Cult Girls, and a movie that I'm fond of. I don't really hear great things about it, but it's called Needle. And Jochen Hagel as Stilson. He was in My Days of Glory, The Sisters Brothers, and Our Patriots. Now, this is filmed in Paris, France, and it had a budget of $3,200,000. Now, I'll tell the story of why I bought this when it came out. Myself and my friend Nick of The Last Shoegazer used to review Wild Eye movies way back when, a couple years ago. He had gotten this from them when it first came out, and he absolutely loved it and raved about it. So I went out and bought it because I really wanted to see it. And it's been sitting on my shelf for quite some time. So I thought, why not do it for Wild Eye Week? I'd been wanting to see it, and he did rave about it a lot. I was not prepared for what I was about to see. This movie is awesome. It's fantastic. It's kind of like if Blade Runner met The Matrix and had a baby, it would be this film. Now, for people watching this who don't know me, Blade Runner is one of my favorite movies of all time. This actually, with a little bit of a story change, could have been a sequel to Blade Runner. I kid you not. It was that good. It's the story where this one falls a little short for me, and that is my only con of the film. I thought the story was a little light. Everything else was fantastic. The story was a little bit light. The story is this. Oh, and it has a little bit of Ready Player One to it as well. You have a kind of like a dystopian future where it looks exactly like Blade Runner, the original, which I love. Me personally, I love that look. It's fantastic. A majority of the people in the world are what they call hooked in, are online, kind of like Ready Player One. And they're doing these segments of virtual reality where they keep getting better and better, and that's basically how they're living their life. Now, this guy is a private investigator, Nash, and he's also hooked in because his real life has been a little less than satisfying. The love of his life was killed by a programmer virus when she was hooked in. So he's constantly mourning her, and that's why he basically stays hooked in, because he can have her in his virtual reality, and that's where he gets his joy. It's a little complicated. What happens is he comes out of being online, um, and it's told in a very detective noir style, kind of like the original Blade Runner. And I'm not talking about the final cut of Blade Runner. I'm talking about the original Blade Runner, the way it was seen in theaters, which is the way I like it, where it's told like a detective story. It has a lot of that in there. A company hires him to find out who's creating these viruses, because there are people on the outside that don't want people to be hooked in constantly. They want to fight that and start a revolution so that people come out of being online all the time. It's a little bit on the complicated side. So he's supposed to be investigating who's putting viruses in these segments, is what they call them. And the company he's working for is basically one of the biggest companies in the world. And I'm kind of going to leave it there. I probably confused you. I actually had to watch this twice because I didn't really care for the story. The background, the city type style, the dialogue was all on point for me. I thought it was brilliant. I just thought the story could have used a little bit better of a story. I did watch this a second time, and I did like it a lot more. Like I said, the story's a little bit on the complicated side, but as long as because I think I was tired the first time I watched it. If you're able to pay attention and really get into what they're trying to say with the story, I think you'll like it a lot more. But I cannot stress enough, the visuals in this film are breathtaking. I wasn't prepared for this. I said Baby Frankenstein was probably the highlight of my week. Who knows what's going to come next, but 2047 is fantastic. And this has been spotted at the Dollar Tree. They've had some Wild Eye movies there recently, like The Snarling, False Flag, stuff like that. They've also had 2047 there. Pick it up. If you can find it on Hamilton Book, pick it up. You can find it on Amazon, pick it up. It's fantastic. It blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. Loved it. Every minute of it. This has become one of my favorites. And again, a special thanks to Wild Eye for just being Wild Eye, for being an awesome company. I love Wild Eye films. They're like any other company. I don't like all their films, but I would say a good 80% of them I've enjoyed. And don't forget to check out everybody else doing Wild Eye Week. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.